Welcome to my CC9, no 6-star, risk 24 clear. If you're interested in just seeing the clear, you can jump to the timestamp on screen. Otherwise, I'll be going over the risks and squad choices until then. The first risk that we'll be taking is that the Reapers will lose less HP per second, gain attack and movement speed. This is a shockingly easy risk to deal with if you have a Honeyberry, as Honeyberry can completely out-heal their sanity damage, and then you just need a melee unit to block them. Next up, we'll be taking the Pocket Sea Crawlers are immune to stun and freeze, and their abilities deal double arts damage. This is shockingly easy to deal with without the range extension that the later levels add, as you can just use a ranged unit to outrange them. Next up, we'll be taking First to Talk, gaining additional HP, immunity to stun and freeze, and some other crap we don't care about. We won't actually be letting them attack any of our ops, so most of this doesn't matter, and giving just First to Talk HP is better than giving every enemy extra HP. Next, we'll be taking the level 3 attack up for enemies and level 3 friendly HP down, as well as double stun duration on my own operators. All of these will be taken for the same reason. We don't plan on letting my operators get hit, so it doesn't matter. Next, we'll be taking DP cost of melee units is tripled. This sounds scary, but it's actually shockingly easy to deal with when most of your squad is ranged operators, which is what this map is trying to push you to do anyways. Next, we'll be taking DP down. This is, again, kind of easy to deal with. Even just a Black Knight can outpace the DP down this causes. Next, we'll be taking Deploy Limit down to 5, because this is a Reltets video, and I love Deploy Limit down. Next, we'll be taking all the Pocket Sea Crawlers, because, again, without range extension, these guys are actually kind of easy to deal with. And finally, we'll be taking max life points down to 1, and skills require 40% more SP to activate. This can be a bit of a pain, but the extra SP costs is a 2-point risk, so if you can deal with it, it is actually a pretty good risk to take. And finally, we'll be talking about the squad. First up, we'll be taking Mei on S1 because of the extra SP costs. This only costs us 1 extra SP to take, and we'll be using her to kill some of the Pocket Sea Crawlers. We'll be taking Honeyberry and Mulberry as our sanity healers. We'll be taking Black Knight to deal with the trash mobs as well as generate some extra DP. We'll be taking Indigo to deal with the first to talk. We'll be taking Gummy to deal with some eggs. Now, I do have her on skill 2, and this is because she stops attacking for a brief moment when she activates her skill 1, and she'll only activate her skill manually with skill 2. This doesn't actually matter at all, it just saves me a couple seconds on killing some eggs. We'll be taking Ambriel as she's an absolute god in this map. Her targeting can get a little finicky, but once you get used to it, she will absolutely destroy this map. We'll be taking Shamare to help Krooster deal with second First to Talk. We'll be taking April to clean up some eggs. We'll be taking Bestial Indra to deal with the Spitters and Reapers on top. We'll be taking Cruz to deal with eggs and second First to Talk. And finally, we'll be taking Firewatch, as she is a god here as well. Her invisibility prevents her from taking any sanity damage, prevents her from being targeted, and the attack buff makes her hit for those big, funny numbers. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this clear. To start, we'll be using Krooster to kill the lower right pocket of eggs. Then we'll drop Mei to begin working on the upper left egg pocket. As soon as Krooster is ready, we'll activate her skill. And as soon as the coast is clear, we'll drop Black Knight to start charging her skill, as every second counts when dealing with increased SP costs. We'll be activating Black Knight's skill whenever we can, as the timing doesn't really matter here. We'll let Krooster chip 1 burst into the egg in the middle, then recall her so that she doesn't nuke herself, as the DP she refunds is critical. Headdy's going to be placed on the only safe ground tile near the eggs on the bottom. The eggs by default have Texas S2 diamond range for the retaliation damage, though the game measures this in a weird way, so depending on the egg's position, it can actually shift the range to allow a tile that seems like it should be safe to die, and a tile that seems like it shouldn't be safe to be totally okay. I don't use it for my clear, but the ground tile here is actually safe from the eggs at the start if you want to use a ranged ground op to help deal with those eggs. The time we'll be using Ambriel on here is actually quite specific. We need to wait for the moment Mei finishes off the second egg in her cluster. As soon as she does, we'll recall Mei and activate Ambriel. The reason we want to wait is that we want to kill the third egg in the cluster ASAP. We don't want to risk Ambriel changing targets due to bad timing and immediately killing Mei, as we're playing with tight DP requirements long term. And finally, we also want to kill the fourth egg ASAP, so we want to have Ambriel use her spare shots from her skill on that egg. After the third egg is down, we'll drop April to clear out the last egg, and we'll drop Indra to start blocking the top lane. The reason we wanted to sandbag Indra's placement is that we have to wait a bit to place a healer here, so we want her to take as little damage from the spitter as we could manage. After the fourth egg is dead, we'll place Indigo. Now Indigo actually has RNG that can cause problems. We want to place Honeyberry, but we actually have to wait for the Reaper to leave Indigo's range, as if the Reaper is bound inside Indigo's range, it will cause Honeyberry targeting to get messed up when we need it, and Indra will die. However, we place Honeyberry as soon as the Reaper leaves Indigo's range. It will ensure that Honeyberry heals the way we need to, and Indra will be able to teach the Reapers that they should fear her. As soon as the last egg in the middle dies, we will activate Ambriel so that she can begin targeting first attack. Next we'll activate Indigo and pray that she doesn't miss all of her binds. As soon as we see Firewatch targeting first attack, we'll activate her. Her invisibility is critical here, as we don't want her to get targeted by first attack's levitate skill. We'll have to remove Indigo for this exact reason once first attack gets too close. After first attack is dead, we'll place Karst and Chimere to begin charging their skills for the second first attack. We'll be placing Chimere to ensure that she won't target the eggs if they start moving, however that didn't end up being relevant for this run. Next we'll activate Karst. We want her skill to be on its second phase when Chimere Doll comes up, and the timing here is almost perfect. Karst switches to phase 2 on the 17th burst, so we place Chimere's Doll and watch a second first attack calls in dead. And we finally reach the most nerve-wracking part of this clear. We need April to kill one of the two advancing eggs. We need to be super careful on the timing, as too early and she'll nuke herself on the egg in front that still has a lot of HP, too late and she'll miss the chance to shoot the second egg. After April is done making scrambled eggs, we recall her and Firewatch to put down everyone's favorite DPS gummy, put down our pocket sanity healer, and add Black Knight to the top lane to make it so that spitters don't kill us. It was seriously frustrating that these last two spitters were actually the hardest thing to figure out in this clear, but it turns out the solution was an adorable pet pig all along. At this point the clear is pretty much smooth sailing, we'll just need to activate Hattie a couple times, but otherwise the clear plays itself. And that's it for this clear. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to catch me molding live, check me out at twitch.tv/reltets.